Hello everyone and welcome to Warhammer Online Return of Reckoning, the private server. Today we're going to take a little tour into the Inevitable City. This is the main capital for the Destruction Realm. We've already done a little tour of Altdorf and it's time to have a look at the main spots that you're going to be using in your everyday gaming here in the main capital of the Destruction Realm. So when you first start the game and you use a Flight Master from a lower map area or anywhere else and use a Flight Master, you will come into the Inevitable City, and this is where you're gonna end up. This is where the Flight Master is. If you see closely on the map, you will see there is a little globe next to it that indicates where the Flight Master is in any realm. Now, this one is not located at the most ideal spot because you have locations above you and locations below you, but we'll try and get through all of them and show you what you can find in every location. Now, let's start by moving a little bit further down. Let me get on my mount. I would like to point out that Inevitable City is a dangerous place. As you can see on my right, there is a big gap. You can fall off. There are no barriers, no rails, nothing. So be careful not to auto-run and forget it, because you will end up in the abyss, die, and then you have to respawn. Now, as we come down the ramp and you go straight up, you're gonna find this wonderful little dude here. This is the guy you need to give your scenario quests. So let me mark it on the map so it'll be a little bit more clear about where you go and what you do. So now we have moved to this side here. So from here we just went straight down to that location there. So this is a spot where you're going to be spending a lot of time if you're going to be doing scenarios. Now the next one we're going to see from here, as you can see on the map, there's the Viper Pit. This is what you find. The Guild Tavern, you can buy some stuff if you belong in a guild. Some very unique quests for the guild, and so on and so forth. The one we need to pay a little bit more attention at the moment, and we're going to make our way there, that would be the Citadel. I think that's a spot most of you guys are going to want, and the Citadel is up here on the top. So we're going to make our way there and see what we can find there. I'll most likely tell you on the way. What we can find in the Citadel is the vendors most people are looking for once they reach the end game. That means that you will find your Invader set, your Sovereign, the two Sovereign sets, one of the Warlord sets, and you will be going there once you reach the end game. I'm starting with this location because map-wise is on the top and everything else is further down on the bottom, so we can group them up. Now, this is a little bit more impressive getting into the Citadel than it is in Altdorf, to be honest. The gates, the guards, the corridor, everything looks a little bit more epic, if you like. So you come in, as you can see, the Ventors are right here. So I'm just gonna go quickly through them. This is the one that you can find one of the Sovereign sets. Next to it you will find the other Sovereign sets. They're pretty grouped up though, so you won't have any problems locating what you want. This is the Warlord, this is the top tier gear from the city sieges, and there you have the Invader from the forts. Now you can explore a little bit and I'll help you explore. You can move a little bit further in. And always do explore the area. There's some repeatable PvP quests here on these guys. Always explore a little bit, you know, go in, have a look. There's more quests here. Don't be afraid to explore in this game. Another armor merchant here where you can get your potions. These potions here give you 25% more renown for 72 hours. That is 72 hours of real time, not gameplay. And you can also get the Doomsday weapons, which you buy with the Seals of Paragon and the Seals of Exemplar, which you get through PvP by completing quests, which you can find in almost every war camp, every map, every campaign. Those quests usually involve you killing, you know, 25, 50, 100 people, something like that. So it's not that difficult. So we're gonna make our way back, and this is what you find up on the top, where you can see me moving right now, in the Citadel. So we're gonna make our way down back to where we are, and we're gonna go through the other things you're gonna need while you are leveling. So the first thing we're gonna go and start seeing, we're gonna go to the main square right now. Once we get there, I will mark it for you, and this is where you do most of like your banking, your trading, your professions. So we're almost there. Altdorf is, I would say, a little bit more compact, but at the end of this video I will show you a way to navigate, and remember that it's easy not to get lost as long as you have those little things I will show you at the end. It doesn't matter if you play Dastro Order more or less, you will never get lost in the cities. So we've made it to the main square here in the Inevitable City. So we are now on this wonderful big circle. Here we will find the bank. The bank is here on our left with a mailbox. Sorry, the auction house is on this side, sorry. And the bank is on the other side. And here on each side of this circle, so I'll make this a blue to make it a bit more clear. On each corner of this apex thingy, like almost in every corner, I'm just trying to draw this as clear as possible for you, you will find the trainers that you need for your profession. So we're going to go around and we're going to show you. So this square is fairly important for things that you're going to be doing here in Inevitable City. So as we come in here from the outside, I will do this again. You come in. The first thing you want to do is go straight up to the Rally Master and set your point here. So when you use your book of binding, you will end up here. Now on your right hand side you will find the mailbox, and the first vendor you can buy your crafting materials if you have a crafting profession. And straight up in here you will also find the auction house. The auctioneers are here and you can browse through. We've shown this on the tutorial about professions, how you use the auction house. So you can skip back to it, and across that, straight across that, is the bank. It's gonna go inside. So and remember, be careful in Inevitable City. You can fall off and die. So here's your main banker covered. Well, usually there's a banker here, anyways. Sometimes he leaves. See, there's a hole there. He went somewhere. There is another bank though, so don't be afraid of it. I'm just showing you this because you might go to the bank and thinking, oh, where's the banker? Sometimes this dude here is missing. Don't ask me why. So here's your barber, as in Altdorf. Here is where you can change your looks if you want to. Remember, if you do any changes, you have to relog for them to be active. The salvager, the scavenger, the butcher, and as you go around, you will find the rest of them. So I'm just doing the circle. Show you a little bit. You know, there's another craft supply there. There's a disenchanter there for the talismans. It's a one big circle basically. So here you'll find what you need in a daily basis. The next thing that you need that's important for you while you're leveling, and I think most people are looking for that, is located here. We're gonna go there. This is the monolith, which I actually like the way it looks, to be honest. On the monolith, we're going to find our career trainers. These are the trainers that we can put the points we get when we level up to gain more skills and more power, as well as the renowned trainer. Also, don't forget, there are the city dungeons. In Inevitable City, they are a little bit all over the place. Like one of them is down here. You go up to the monolith. This is the monolith. That's why it's called that. It does remind me a little bit of Transformer Cube, to be honest. But so you come in here, and on one side you have your career trainer, that you can build your path and your skills. And on the other side here you have the renowned trainer, where you can buy your renowned points and play with it. There's one in every corner, so it never gets crowded. You know, the trainers are all over the place. Now, as you come out of the monolith, I'm just going a little bit to the side here. I'll show you on the map as well. So that's where the monolith is. Now, if you go at the far back of it, I'll show you. And let me show you where we are so you don't get lost. The monolith is here. So where we want to go is, we want to go all the way up here to this little extension of the map. Up there you will find the mount vendors. This is where you're gonna have to go and buy your mount, regardless of your race on instruction. This is where you need to go and buy your mounts. Your level 16 mount, your level 40 mount, 38 actually, sorry. So this is where you need to go. they're pretty much grouped up. And underneath is one of the city dungeons down there. Now, we finished half the map. So while we're still on the monolith, let me show you a little bit where is the next spots we need to go. One of the other things you need to keep in mind that around this area is where you will find the rest of the dungeons. And now we are going to make our way from here on the monolith all the way down here to the Undercroft. The Undercroft is one spot in this city as in Aldorf, which is also located at the south area, where we're gonna have to spend a lot of time because down there we will find our the vendors that give you the gear from the scenarios, from the open RVR, and that's where you need to go every few levels to check what you can buy, what you can get, and gear up your character. So bear with me while we go through a little tour of Inevitable City, running around together. Now, as we go along, and you can see the main square here, if you come straight through the middle, you can see another mailbox here. And this mailbox is kind of important because inside here, where the mailbox is the second bank of Inevitable City. And here you will find your bankers. There's the banker. So you can open your banking here. And also the Vault Keeper. The Vault Keeper is for the guild. If you belong in a guild, hopefully people will give you access to it, and you can either drop things or pick up things depending on what access you have. So we're gonna head straight down south on the map, all the way to the bottom, all the way down to the Undercroft. Now in both cities you will have to open quite a few gates to get through. These gates don't open automatically, you have to right click them. Some of them you might actually see them going up and down because somebody else pressed them just before you did there. So as we come in, as you can see, we have made it all the way down to the Undercroft. Right now we are located right here. As you can see, in a semicircle around it, there's vendors all over the place, and that is all the vendors we need. Now the first vendor you will meet here is the one called Renowned Weapon Quartermaster, and you can grab some of your upgraded scenario weapons. So when you come here, so you don't get confused, you have to start anti-clockwise. You gotta go to the left, and these vendors go by level. So the first one you will meet is for, as you can see, level 8 small items, and as you go to you keep going anti-clockwise, they level up all the way up to Dominator for the scenarios, Vanquisher, and so on. Remember, the Invader and Sovereign, which is the fort and city siege gear, they are located on the far north into the Citadel. And this is the open RVR vendors, and you go like this, like this. This is the top level scenario gear and stuff. So you have to go anti-clockwise all around and find those vendors. And that's pretty much the whole Inevitable City, the same way that Aldorf was. Now, I would like to show you how you never get lost. At least give you a couple of pointers that will help you navigate a little bit more when you play, let's say, a lot of Order and then you jump into Inevitable City, or you play a lot of Destro and then you want to try a character on Order and you find the cities confusing. I mean, I do. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to bring up this image where we have both cities. You have Aldorf on your left and you have Inevitable City on the right. Now, the things I want to show you, let's try and put this on red so it's a bit more clear, is that the cities have an almost identical structure. So what you're going to find is that Aldorf has the palace with the top tier vendors on the north side, and so they are in Inevitable City. They're on the farthest north side where you will find your the top tier gear. Also, in Aldorf, on the far south, you will find the war quarters, all the trainers, all the vendors for the weapons are. So is on the Inevitable City. As you can see, there's one-to-one match to the top and the bottom location. They have exactly the same things on the same regions. Now, both of them have a central square, right? Slightly different, but there is one-to-one match. And there you will find your professions, your vendors to buy the profession materials, your book of binding is there, your rally point, the bank, the mailbox. So as you can see, if you remember those 3 points, it's very easy for you to see where you're going. On top of that, in Altdorf, we have the temple here where you can find your renown and career trainers. The same applies on Inevitable Cities here on the west side. So there's another one-to-one analogy there. I'm running out of colors though. Then you will see that on this region here, you have a couple of dungeons. It's usually the low-level dungeons. Same here in Inevitable City. Another one-to-one analogy across the board. And this is how it goes on about both cities. The only little difference, which I'm going to do again in, let's do that in white, is that in Inevitable City you have the mounts up here while the mounts on Altdorf are here on the bottom. But most of them, they go like this. So if you remember one city, you should be able to navigate through the other city as well, at least to a high percentage across the map. That's the Inevitable City. That's the major landmarks, if you like, that you're going to need in your everyday life. I hope you guys find these useful, and I'll see you next time.